Hi, beautiful people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever part of the world that you are watching me from. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Tatiana here, Little Sana. So, guys, I know it's been a while. I've been away for quite a week, I believe, so I've not been able to upload any video for the whole of last week because I've been busy, held up, sorting out some matters. But all in all, I'm glad to be back. As you can hear, my voice is very perfect. Very, very perfect. So I'm glad to come your way this wonderful day. So thank you so much for the love and support so far. So good. We are making progress and advancing in every area of our lives, right? So, so guys, today we're gonna have a very awesome discussion. Very, very awesome. Actually, I have been tackling these questions on particularly this matter or this subject, and I've been answering some of my friends and some of the people that I know that have been asking me. So I decided that today, let me just put it on my YouTube channel so that in case maybe you are there and you don't know who to ask these kind of questions, or how to do it, how to go about it, or I don't know, that I know that this topic or this discussion today is going to answer a lot of questions in your mind, and you're going to receive direction and guidance and inspiration from this video. So guys, are you ready for the topic? Yeah. So today's topic, we are going to look at factors to consider before getting married. Factors to consider before saying I do. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead to the topic. Let's go ahead to the discussion. Let me tell you one thing. I have most of my friends who are asking me. I have friends, definitely older people. I have middle-aged people. I have young people. I have teenagers. I have youth. I have kids. All manner of or category of people who are my friends. And it happened that I believe last year, specifically last year, during the beginning of this year, I've been able to tackle this subject, in inboxes and some of the groups that I was invited online to discuss with them, young people, So we're just gonna look at factors to consider before getting married. And this is actually an episode. I'm going to divide it into two. So today we'll just have to discuss some, and then the next time we'll tackle the rest of them, right? So let's do this. So I know you are wondering, but then there's one thing. Let me just talk about it because guys. So as I said, guys, we're gonna look at the factors to consider before getting married. What are those kind of factors that you're gonna consider before saying yes, I do. So number one, you're going to look at love and commitment. Love is key. Commitment is key. Love and commitment. How ready are you to love your spouse? To the end, like, hello, I'm with you, baby, to the end. I'm gonna love you to the end. And how ready are you to commit yourself to your partner till rapture comes? And after rapture, you know what I'm saying? So, love is about putting your spouse first. Love is not just about loving, not just when you just come home, baby, I love you, I love, just say love, 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 love. Love is in action. Love is in demonstration. You demonstrate it, and how do you demonstrate your love? Is by putting your spouse first. Yeah. It's about putting your spouse first before you. This is a place whereby you need to consider your spouse very important. It's not that she's important than you, no, but this is love. This is marriage you're entering into. And it's no longer about you. Now you have a spouse whom you've now become one. So you need to. Okay, guys. So love and commitment is key when before entering into marriage. Maybe don't stop here today in my video. So another thing that you need to consider. Oh, okay, commitment. How committed How ready are you to commit yourself? And when we talk about commitment, commitment is all about committing yourself financially, committing yourself emotionally, committing yourself psychologically, committing yourself, it's called what? Committing yourself emotionally. How ready are you to commit yourself financially? So it's not just about commitment to saying yes I do, and you're not ready to commit yourself in all those areas, because those are key main factors to consider when you talk about commitment. So commitment is all about staying by your partner's side, no matter what goes through, no matter what happens. You have to stay with your partner. You have to stay by your partner's side and be there for them no matter what. Sawa sawa. Another thing that you're going to look at is trust. How ready are you to trust your partner? You might have gone through so many things from your previous relationships, and whereby right now you cannot trust anyone. You feel like, hey man, I cannot trust him. Atakama, I'll just get into this marriage, but I will not trust him. That is not the right thing to do. So when you need to make up your mind, you need to be psychologically prepared that, you know what, I love this man, I love this woman, and I'm going to trust him no matter what. So trust is the most crucial and major determinant in a marriage. For you to see your marriage moving forward, for how long your marriage will last, for how healthy your marriage will be, trust is key. So always trust your spouse, and both of you need to create that environment, or that aeon, whereby you know that um no matter what, I trust my husband. No matter what, I trust my wife. So it's you to create that. No one will create it for you. You might also enter into marriage and umesikia a lot of things, a lot of issues when it comes to trust, and you're like, I marriage man is tricky. Me, I'm just going to be married, but trust no. So girl, boy, man, no, don't consider all those things, what people say or what you've seen. So you just have to be fully psychologically prepared that you're gonna trust your spouse, okay? And also for men, mostly always learn to do what you say. Don't just be a talker in marriage. Always do what you tell your wife you're going to do. Maybe you say, baby, I'm gonna buy you this. Ensure you buy for them. And in case maybe you don't buy it for them, make them explain to them and make them understand why you did not do it. And for women, let's always be willing to understand. Let's always avoid baseless arguments, just unnecessary arguments when it comes to marriage. That's why at times you hear that someone has entered into marriage, is even less than a year. You hear they divorce. Less than 2 years, they divorced, they separated. Let not that be your experience. Hapana. So this, when you consider these factors, utapata that you just enjoy your marriage no matter what. So just make up your mind. I'm going to trust my husband. I'm going to trust my wife. Sawa sawa. And as I've said, let's avoid unnecessary arguments. Let's just deal with it. You might have married someone that you don't know for so long, but the fact that you have now entered into marriage, be willing to learn each other, be willing to learn, and not just be free with each other and create your marriage, let your marriage blossom from where you're starting from. Another thing, number 3, the key factor that you need to be consider, or you need to consider before getting married, is effective communication. You need to effectively be a good communicator, both a man and a woman. You need to communicate always, all the time. For example, if a man, umezoea like your life, or maybe weekends after work you go to hang out with your friends, or maybe you go and watch football, or maybe you just want to go somewhere and relax. Right now you need to consider that you are married, so you need to communicate to your wife. You say, like, call her, tell her, baby, I'll be late today, so please, or maybe today I'm going this hapa na pale. Just ensure that you communicate to your wife. Tell them in advance. Don't come late, alafu when they maybe ask, hey babe, what happened today, where were you? And then you start like, hey, bye. You cannot tell me this, you cannot control me. The wife is not trying to control you. In advance, tell them, like, communicate. Just communicate. If you'll be late, communicate. If you're going to somewhere, communicate. If you're going to travel due to work issues and all, blah 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 blah. Okay, so if you don't communicate, communication, kutakuwa na bridge in your marriage, and I don't think it's wise for you to do that. So, and also, if you don't have a bridge in the communication structure of marriage, if there's a bridge, the communication structure of a marriage, that is what normally leads to divorce. When there's no communication, there's nothing, as in just your marriage is doomed. So ensure you always communicate with your partners. And also for women, always communicate. Maybe you have a weekend with chamas or a show's wedding, baby shower, like women, all those things that you always come up, they always happen during the weekend. So ensure that you communicate with your husband in advance, okay? So that maybe if they had a plan with you on that weekend, they can also plan and know, okay, my wife won't be available this Saturday, so next Saturday we can plan whatever we wanted to do. So don't just make it happen on Saturday and you wake up and you're like, I'm going for a baby shower. And the husband is like, okay, you didn't tell me, I had a different plan. Those are the things that leads to unnecessary arguments and trust. Maybe even the husband will be like, why didn't you tell me? So I don't trust you. I don't think you're going where you are saying, oh, blah, blah, blah. So when you communicate in advance, all those zinasaidia kunakuwa na hizo, you just deal with those unnecessary arguments, okay? And then also another thing that you need, how ready are you to be patient? And number 4 is patience and forgiveness. So you need to be very patient and always ready to forgive your spouse. No matter what they have done, always be willing and ready to forgive them and let go. Don't just say I forgive you and you still pile issues in your heart. You just keep them in your heart, and a time comes you just like you blow up. Oh, you did this, you did this. You keep reminding them of the mistake that they did in the past. That is not a healthy marriage that you're going to build at all. So another thing, be patient with your spouse because you're all coming from different backgrounds, So just always consider that this person not to there with the same mom or the same dad. So maybe basically there's some things that we have to learn and unlearn as we are working together in this marriage. So with that kind of mindset, you'll always find out that you are patient to forgive. You're patient to see this person become that person that God has called him to be. Okay. So and then another thing that you need to consider is your emotional stability. How emotionally stable are you? You need to be very stable emotionally. Don't be this person when you do anything, it offends you. Any small things, it offends you. Anything, inaku affect you emotionally because you experience this, you break it to your husband. Inakuwa ni kama like you're just not there, you're just not ready for that marriage. So always ensure that you are emotionally stable for marriage, okay? And then also another thing, you need always to learn to humble yourself and admit your faults. In case you make a mistake, always be ready and willing to accept your mistakes and say sorry. Be quick to say sorry. Be quick to say, yes, I did this and I'm wrong, babe. It won't happen again. Do you understand? And always ensure that what you say, you don't repeat it all over time and time again, like every time you say sorry, sorry, sorry. No, just be this person who is always reading. Like you just say something that you're sorry and you don't repeat it again because it's marriage, it's not a childhood thing. Sawa sawa. So those are the factors that we are going to consider. I know you're going to consider before getting married. There's so many I have. This is just the first episode of factors to consider before getting married. I know it's going to be the other segment or the other episode is going to be juicy and spicy. And I'm sure you can't wait for it. Just today, just wanted to share the basic factors that you need to consider. And then I will enter into the major, juiciest, delicious sector of the main factors to consider before getting married. Just know it's your girl Tatiana here. Remember to give this video a thumbs up if it was likable, it was worth it, and then also to comment down below how the video was to you. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. I love you so much. Until next time, it's your girl Tatiana here. And don't forget, no matter what you go through in life, don't give up, don't give in, don't back out. Ciao. Bye-bye.